Good morning. Welcome to lecture number 1. What's OPC? OPC stands for Open Platform Communication and is one of the most important communication protocols for Industry 4.0 and IoT. With OPC, access to machines, devices and other systems is the industrial environment is standardized and enables similar and manufacturer independent data exchange. Let's say we have one PLC and one computer. With OPC UA, we can communicate this directly with OPC UA standard. One of these, for example, the PLC is the OPC UA server, and our computer or our SCADA system is the OPC UA, the client. How it's working? The client is requesting the data, for example, the browse request, and if our client can communicate with the server giving the client the response. And this one cycle of the reading or browsing data. Okay, as you see on screen, we have a lot of PLCs, and for example one system, let's say X, this system is different than normal SCADA, and we have the client. We have, for example, the SCADA system or something who wants to communicate with these all PLCs. Not all PLCs come from one manufacturer like Siemens, ABB or something, and we need to communicate directly to SCADA. In OPC we have one element who can help us in these solutions. Is the OPC server. OPC server is the basis of OPC communication. It's a software that implements the OPC standard and provides the standardized OPC interface to the outside the world. So we have the one software that have standardized communication to our PLCs and systems, and this give the interface for the OPC clients to communicate with this server. Let's say we have this problem and we need to find the solution how to communicate our SCADA system to a lot of PLCs and systems. We can put, for example, the servers. We can put the OPC servers, and these servers can communicate with these PLCs. And for example, one server is communicate to two PLCs from one localization. The second is controlling and communicate with three PLCs in second localizations. And the last is communicate with PLCs and, for example, the system, the IRP or MES system from different localization. And our OPC servers is transferring data from PLC to servers, and our SCADA system, which is wide range system, can communicate with servers directly and read data from these PLCs by the OPC servers. So in these solutions we have one SCADA, three servers and a lot of PLCs and systems as the interface providers. OPC server can be built into hardware like the Siemens S7-1500 or 1200. It's built into our PLC, and Some manufacturers make the OPC server inside this system. We can find the OPC server in HIME panels, in PLC, and so on. We have also on market a lot of independent OPC servers. A lot of manufacturers of OPC servers like Kepware, Matricon, Softing and Tani is the big market of OPC servers that help us to communicate with many manufacturers of PLCs and IoT elements inside our systems. We can use, for example, the independent OPC server like the Kepware, and we can communicate with Siemens, Allen Bradley, or G. Fanuc or any other, because this, for example, Kepware is the high quality OPC server that can give us possibility to communicate with, for example, 140 drivers inside. So it's huge OPC server. So in this we can use the built into hardware OPC server, and we can use also the independent OPC server. As you know, OPC server is the software. Okay, we know what's OPC server. Now let's talk about the OPC client. OPC client is the logical counterpart of the OPC server, and the OPC server can be connected to the OPC client and read data provided by the server. Since the OPC server is implemented and predefined interfaces of the OPC standard, each client can access any OPC server and exchange data with the server in the same way, because it's standardized. We have one problem now. We have 3 clients and 3 servers. How these clients can read data from these servers? It's very easy, because OPC UA is standardized and we can use this connection like this. So any OPC client can read data from any OPC servers, as you see on screen. So first client can read data from first server, second server and third server, and the same with second client and the third client. It's really nice. What exactly is OPC client? OPC client can be, usually it's the application that depend on data exchange with industrial system. What happens to the data in the client is very application specific. Common applications are visualization, let's say SCADA systems, WinCC, Wonderware InTouch, or any MES systems. And as you see, is the first one. And second one, the OPC standard, give us also the possibility to use the test client. Test client is the free of charge software. We can use this in our SCADA system. For example, when we don't have the SCADA system but we need to test our communication to OPC server, we can put the test client, check the communication, check the possibility to read data from our OPC server, and in test client we can use the option to search OPC server, read the current values, read the status of the OPC server. It's the test client, so we can make this small application very useful for our big systems. Thanks for watching. Let's go to next lesson.